Here we go. The road to 19-inch arms day 1 out of 185. So I'm giving myself a specific timeline to try to do this in. My arms are currently 18 inches, maybe a sliver above. I haven't measured since we hit 18, maybe about a month ago, a month and a half ago, whenever it was. So I'm going to give myself till June 1st, from today being November 29th, so it's 185 days. Here's the first workout. I always start with the explosive fast tempo, the overhead tricep extensions, supersetted with standing hammer curls. And I'm trying to get a bit of a deeper stretch on those and not really use too much momentum, which is a bit of a fine line when you're trying to use explosive fast tempo to also not let the momentum get carried away. So the thing I think about is controlled aggression. So there's some control, but I'm trying to be aggressive and explosive and add a little burst. Same thing here with the curls, and the reason I'm doing this is I found that once I added some explosive tempo to some of my sets here, that the weight progressed a lot, and it led to an increase in strength and muscle size. And that was just experimental. I just kind of stumbled on it. So I've been rocking with that for a while, and for those, I just filmed 2 sets there. I go from triceps back to biceps and then back and forth for 5 rounds, but I rest like 3 minutes. So I'll do a set of triceps, and then I rest 3 minutes, and I do a set of biceps, another 3-minute rest, and then back to triceps again. And we do that for 5 rounds total. So it's a long rest, resting to full recovery, and trying to focus on moving as much weight, roughly in the 15 to 20 rep range. And with the fast explosive tempo, I've found that rep range to be good. So that's kind of what I'm rocking in right now. You do a lower rep range, the margin for improvement is lower because the total amount of reps is lower. And I've just found that rep range to be working well. And then I move into these slow, so you can see I'm doing the tempo completely differently. I lower the weight a bit. For the first 5 rounds, the heavy, fast, explosive, I was doing the 95-pound dumbbell. Now here I'm down to the 75. And I'm really focusing on that slow negative, trying to control it and feel a good stretch in the triceps, and then push it all the way to failure. And it burns. I really feel it in my delts, actually. And then we're going to do a quick drop set. You'll see here immediately, where I rest 10 seconds, 15 seconds. So we push that all the way to failure, and then I'm going to rest like whatever amount, take a few deep breaths, and I'm going to grab the 55-pound dumbbell. So we drop it down, the weight quite a bit, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. And that's it. For a long time, I was doing these like demonic drop sets where I do this, but with like 5 dumbbells, a little nest of dumbbells scattered around me. It was a bit obnoxious, and I'm kind of glad to be moved on from that for the time being. I did see it to be extremely effective, but the volume was just so intense, combined with the extreme intensity going to failure, doing 5 drops, and then doing multiple rounds of that. I'd do like 3 or 4 rounds. It would just like zonk me. I was so tired, I would just have to go home after every workout, take a nap. The rest of the day was kind of shot. So I found this kind of adapted approach where I just do 1 drop, and then I rest quite a bit, and we're going to do 5 rounds of this. And here you can see I'm just absolutely trying to max it to failure. And I rest about 2 minutes, at least 2 minutes, and then we go to the biceps here. And then I rest another 2 minutes. So my tris are still going to get like 5 minutes rest total, right? So after that drop set of triceps, rest 2 minutes. The bicep exercise takes at least a minute with the drop and everything, and then I rest another 2 minutes. So I'm getting about 5-6 minutes rest for each muscle individually. And same thing with the bis. I'm trying to go slow and controlled. Control that negative down nice and slow. Trying to keep my elbows tighter to my sides. As you approach failure, the tendency is to let them flare out more. So especially as I'm curling up, I try to tuck them in. And then same thing, take this set all the way to failure. The camera autofocus was having a little trouble into the mirror. At this point, we're feeling pretty juicy, so I don't know what set this was, but I do 5 rounds of this as well. So I would call like the superset, or each exercise, and then the rest, and then the other exercise, a round of said superset. And in this case, I'm doing a drop set. So we do the triceps overhead with the 75, immediately drop to the 55, rest 2 to 3 minutes, bicep standing curls with the 80, and then drop down to the 60, rest another 2 to 3 minutes. I call that 1 round. I repeat that 5 times. I think the reps were a little lower for the biceps. Something like, I think the first set I'm getting like 12 to 13, 14, and then I drop and I try to get like 8 or 9 or 10 more. Drop a few reps usually. I mean, it depends how much you'd lower the weight, but yeah, this is day 1 on the pursuit for 19-inch guns. Here they are. Just a little flexi flexors in after the workout. Man, I found with the road to 18-inch arms, it really put extra pressure on me with my training to be, okay, like there's a goal here, there's a deadline. And that's particularly why I wanted to set a timeline for this one too. Was to say, we got 6 months. Like that's really going to be really tough to do, given that I'm staying natural and we're already at 18s. So it's going to be hard, but I think setting a time frame and just seeing how it goes, I'll probably measure like once every 2 months. So like 2 months from now, what would that be, like January, like beginning of February, I'll probably do a measurement, see where we are. And I'm just going to try to continue to level up my training further and further and just share with you guys the small tweaks and adjustments I make. It's going to be pretty repetitive because of my injuries. I'm a bit limited with the exercises I can do, but you'll see how I kind of tweak and adjust my training, changing the volume, changing the tempo, changing the rest times, changing the rep ranges, continuously adjusting, tweaking, and trying to find the perfect cocktail to spark new growth. As soon as you just keep doing the same routine over and over again, you're hooped. So thanks for watching.